Let's go on to Kayode Irenikase, a finance and economic expert. Good evening and thank you so much for joining us today.
In your studio today.
Okay, if you can hear me, during presentation of the budget today, the President reaffirmed that the Renewed Hope Initiative is working. And from available numbers on the budget, do you agree with this, especially with allocation of this budget with security getting the lion's share? Please go ahead.
There are two major things that they need to get right. Number one, the issue of security, and secondly, the issue of prosperity. That's why it has been tagged a budget of restoration, securing that they look at securing peace and actually rebuilding prosperity. And looking at the budget that has been allocated for security, I think from my little economics, if it is effectively utilized, we should be out of the security quagmire, and it's going to have what we call a multiplier effect on other sectors. Once the security issue is taken care of, it means that our farmers can be able to go to farm and actually get the crop out, and definitely it will increase the food supply in the nation. It will actually put a little, it will have a downward pressure on the prices of foodstuff, which we dovetail to what the government has actually said. If you look at the budget, the government look at it that they are going to reduce inflation from 34% that it is currently to 15%. And that simply means that month on month, the inflation is supposed to go down by 1.5%. And if food security, which is the major cause of inflation in this part of the world, is actually taken care of, it simply means that then we are in for a very good time. So the allocation to security is good. I just pray that they should be able to implement it effectively well, so that we will be out of this insecurity and our farmers can be able to return to farm and actually give us the food that we actually deserve.
Budget do you think should have more light shed on?
I didn't get that, please.
Okay, which areas of the budget do you think should have more attention?
I actually believe that the aspect of capital project could have had a very bigger share. If you look at it, 16.48 trillion has been allocated for capital budget, and we have infrastructural deficit in this part of the world. So something has to be done about most of the dilapidated infrastructure. We know how many times that the national grid has actually collapsed just this year. So we know the road. Thank God for God, President Buhari. He did a whole lot of things through the Sukuk loan on road, but we still have road deficit. The rail infrastructure has not been so developed. Thank God for the roller coaster road that is coming up now. I still believe that a bigger chunk could have gone into capital budget. And when you look at it, the government strategically put in the budget that 3.55 trillion naira will be coming from privatization proceeds. I'm beginning to look at what are the major assets of the country that will be privatized. Are we looking at public-private partnership, or we are looking at outright privatization? So that at least these are areas that I believe that more funds could have been allocated to. I could have seen a bigger fund being allocated to the refineries, the Ajaokuta steel and mill that is supposed to come up. I believe that a bigger chunk could have been allocated to it. And when you look at what is being allocated to education, it's still paltry. Education is actually key. It leads to capital development if you look at it holistically. So the allocation to education could have been a bit upscale, so that at least we'll be able to have a high level of literacy, and definitely we know that we are building the future of this nation.
The budget presentation made by the President to the National Assembly today. Thank you so much for joining us on Galaxy News.
And thank you for having me.
All right, and that's Kayode Irenikase, a finance and economic expert.